Hello, everybody. So it's important not to let NVIDIA be the only topic of the day. NVIDIA up 9%. NVIDIA, a stock I've liked a long time, but a stock that I've liked for less long than MSTR. Strategy, of course, is one of the cornerstones of this channel. And strategy, MSTR stock, is rallying today, up 11%, 11.2 at the moment where I record this. And perhaps more importantly, it's Stretch. Stretch broke the 98 level today on numerous occasions, held it for quite a while. Stretch at 98. Stretch is rallying faster than I anticipated. So, of course, we celebrate NVIDIA. NVIDIA is wonderful, but MSTR is making a comeback. And I will point out that this comeback of MSTR stock is not due to Bitcoin today, because Bitcoin is only up 1.5%. Bitcoin is hovering around 80,000 plus or minus 100 right now, but MSTR is up 11%. What that means is that the mNAV is rebounding. Finally, after months and months of despair, after months sitting at 1.04, 1.02, 1.06, we are finally seeing a rebound in mNAV at 1.11. So now, if EATMs, E is selling a $100 bill for 111, still not enough. We still want it to be higher than that, but it's definitely gone up, and this is something to celebrate relative to Bitcoin. The market is now giving a little bit of a premium compared to what it used to be, and you can see the delta, nearly 9% delta between MSTR's performance and Bitcoin performance today. I expect more days like this because MSTR has underperformed for so long, and the market eventually, at least the market's supposed to be a weighing machine. So eventually the market is supposed to come back to its senses. Unfortunately, with social media, it takes a little longer than we all wish it would. Bitcoin's at 80,000. Again, like I've always said, if Bitcoin does well, strategy is going to do well. Bitcoin's doing well, therefore strategy is doing well. What's not to love lately? Well, there's one thing not to love, and it's the fear and greed. I do not like the fear and greed at 82. It is too high. Can we stay between 70 and 80 for like a month, please? So that we actually take some time to digest this rally, because 82 is not healthy. You can see whenever the fear and greed stayed even just a little bit of time in the 82 range, it was followed by a drop, at least in the index of greed, right? And then in the index of Bitcoin. So I think we need a breather. I think this is becoming a consensus. Many people expect a breather. I expect a breather. This move, unfortunately, was very, very quick, very, very fast. Retail was quick to come back to crypto. This, I don't know if it's retail, but the move is a retail-like move. So retail-style moves were quick to come back to crypto. To me, we need a breather. We need a quiet month of September. And maybe we get that tomorrow, because maybe tomorrow Warsh is going to spook the market with his speech at 10 a.m., which is what the market is now expecting and fearing, right? So anyways, what's more important, though, is Stretch. So like I said, Stretch is at 98. We spent, you can see the line here. We spent a bunch of time, especially in the afternoon. Most of the afternoon, if not, except that time near 1 p.m., most of the afternoon we spent it above 98. This is a big deal. It's moving faster than I thought it would move. It's moving quite faster. I was expecting us to be sitting around 97. We spiked 98. This is very good. Now, let's keep in mind, on August 31st, we go ex-dividend. So we're going to get a 50-cent bump in the road, because the stock is issuing its twice a month dividend on August 31. So that's a bump in the road. It will be important to not interpret this as a weakness in STRC, but just the standard mechanism. And, for SATA pays a daily dividend. So SATA actually goes up, is it 10 or 12 cents, something like that every day. I do believe the daily dividend is superior to the twice a month dividend. I think Saylor at one point will do that, but he may need to incorporate somewhere else. And again, SATA, for us, for many of us strategy shareholders, SATA is now acting as the proof of concept, just like back in the day, STRC was acting as a proof of concept for SATA. Now it's SATA's turn to be more virtuous and to be faster at 100. It's the proof of concept that yes, these perpetual preferreds, sticking at 100 never going past 100 because the company ATMs. They never go past 100 because the company ATMs here. So we're capped at 100. As soon as STRC goes to 100, same thing. Sailor will ATM like crazy to make it drop by a penny. And you can see this is really, really working. And as the yields drop, or as Bitcoin goes up, or as both happen, yields drop and Bitcoin goes up, we're going to have that ability to stay at 100 for a much, much, much longer time, absent periods of extreme FUD or periods of extreme turmoil. Drawdowns are still to be expected, but my point is that hopefully over time, these drawdowns last less long than they have at least during this bear season of the summer, which was quite frankly a very tough time for a lot in this sector. This summer was very annoying, but unfortunately you have to have patience, or fortunately, right? It depends. Patience rewards the investor, so you have to be patient. This required the most patience. This time we had to wait so long for Bitcoin to recover. But it did, didn't it? It did. And if you look at, of course, SEDA has been able to ATM 500 Bitcoin. This is the recursive nature of this. SEDA is helping every Bitcoin holder, and it's helping strategy, because when SEDA buys Bitcoin, that Bitcoin is out of circulation forever, and it's making the whole Bitcoin stack rise for everybody else. So that's this self-perpetuating loop where you buy more, and when you buy more, it's accretive, because you buying more makes it so that there's less Bitcoin available for everybody. That's why these companies, Strategy and Strive, and all of the companies in the Bitcoin sector, they do not compete. They co-opete, not barely even that. They cooperate. They cheer each other, because if Stretch does well, that's good for SETA and Strive. If Strive does well, that's good for Stretch and Strategy. That's just the beautiful nature of Bitcoin and a fixed buy and a finite asset. So very happy for SETA. Stretch, in my view, will be next. Maybe not in September. September is historically a very bumpy month, so patience is key. But to me, this is definitely the right direction. If you remember the peak FUD when this stock was trading below 70 and the bears were out in drove, we're back at 98. Turns out to have been a pretty good investment, despite, of course, the risks. Because as you know, anything related to Bitcoin is still considered to be out on the risk curve for most traditional investor. And of course, if you have something built on top of Bitcoin, and in the case of STRC, something built on top of strategy, you're still in a high beta strategy, highly volatile strategy. It requires understanding of Bitcoin to even look at these stocks. And of course, I fundamentally believe in Bitcoin, which is why I fundamentally believe in MSTR and STRC if one were to need credit. But to me, MSTR is, of course, the better buy, and to a lot of people following this company. But that's just to me, because this is not investment advice. This is not financial advice. This is only entertainment. I'm hoping you're entertained. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow me on X. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.